Now we will start talking about the 25 bodhisattvas. It's starting because Sakyamuni Buddha has explained almost all of it. Empty self, empty everything, the emptiness of both humans and everything. And then you can see the wondrous luminous true mind and you enlighten. The bodhisattva attaining unborn endurance through samadhi. If you see the wondrous luminous true mind, you are a bodhisattva and attain the unborn endurance. That's the 8th ground of bodhisattvahood. It's non-regressing. You have proof the buddhanature. You have seen the wondrous luminous true mind, and if you're in union with the wondrous luminous true mind, then you're a bodhisattva. And where do you gain that? From samadhi. That means you're already enlightened. So the Heart Sutra, it's mentioned, Avalokitesvaras, when deeply penetrating the Prajnaparamita, he realized all this when he's in deep samadhi. No eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind, no form, sound, smell, taste, touch, or everything, no realm of the eye, and so forth, up to no realm of mind consciousness, no ignorance and no ending of ignorance, etc. So this is what Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva attained when he was in deep meditation. You could memorize Heart Sutra, but you don't know what it means. That means the emptiness of self and emptiness of everything. No aging and death and no ending of aging and death. So there is no death because he's already enlightened. So like what's spoken in the Surangama Sutra, the 18 sense fields are non-existent. And form, sound, smell, taste, touch, and everything, and the 6 consciousnesses, altogether 18 sense fields, all are non-existent. At such a time, you are bodhisattva. That's bodhisattvahood. So by realizing there is nothing to gain, you are bodhisattva. And that's the unborn endurance, 8th ground of bodhisattvahood. So if you understand the Heart Sutra, you can be enlightened. If you don't understand, you don't know. Just knowing how to memorize, it's no use. You need to be able to penetrate it. And you have to see buddhanature, the wondrous luminous true mind, and you'll become a bodhisattva and attain unborn endurance. That's what the Buddha said, that you have proven or witnessed the buddhanature. Ananda and the Great Assembly, having received Sakyamuni Buddha's teaching, the wisdom and realization were complete. They finally understood. They were freed from all doubts. When you attain that Tao, you have no more doubts. And such is. That's how it is. Then they all join their palms, bowed at the Buddha's feet. Why do you bow at the Buddha's feet? That's the Indian custom. When Indian disciples come, when they pay homage, they would put their forehead to your feet. That's bowing at the Buddhas. And they said, today our bodies and minds are clear and radiant, and we have attained joyful freedom without obstruction. Now we lucidly understand. So body and minds are very at ease, and they have no more doubts. Although I had explained about the 6 birds on the power line, and when you shoot one, how many left? And everybody said, oh, no birds. But what's left is the power line. Don't you see the power line? And the power line is the wondrous luminous true mind. When the 6 roots disappear, finally you see the power line, the wondrous luminous true mind. That's Sakyamuni Buddha's analogy, is to use the hatha and tying 6 knots. When you untie the knots disappear, but do you see the hatha? Yes, that's the hatha. That's the wondrous luminous true mind. You tie 6 knots on the wondrous luminous true mind. That's the analogy Sakyamuni Buddha made. So now we know. We understand the meaning of when the six are released, the one also ceases. Although we understand, we still do not understand the fundamental root of perfect penetration. So they have not reached attainment, of course. You just have understanding the concept, but you have not started to apply or practice it. That's why we always say the real practice starts after realization and enlightenment. I've told you, you want to become a good pianist, but you just sit in front of the piano. No, you have to play the piano until you're fully trained and you can even play with your eyes closed. Then the music would be marvelous. Then you become a pianist. So you have to put it into practice. Although you understand the concept, you know about playing the piano, but if you don't play it, Master Ni, where are you? He's hiding. He's always silent. So let him speak. Give him a microphone. Do you know how to play the violin in the past? Not anymore? Forgotten. You play it? It will sound horrible. I'm proving it for you. How long did you learn? 6 to 8 years. Oh, when I studied abroad, then I stopped playing. Can you play beautiful music now? No. So it's all wasted. So that's why you have to play it every day. Okay. He's learned 8 years of violin. I love the sound of violin. So you've learned it for 8 years, so can you play it? And he said, oh, it'll sound horrible. Why? Because you have to train every day. So you've learned it or you've understood it, but if you don't play the violin every day, it will be wasted. That's the same principle. He learned violin for 8 years, and then when he went abroad to study, he stopped, and now it's all gone. Now you understand the Buddha's teaching. You understand if you don't put it into practice every day and train, then you will not be able to produce beautiful sound. The same principle. Ananda too. So he knows now when the six are released, the one also ceases, but we still do not reach the perfect penetration because you have to cultivate spiritually, put it into practice. World Honored One, throughout countless kalpas, we have wandered helplessly, alone and without refuge. How could we ever have imagined of what we would come to share in the Buddha's own spiritual lineage? We are like infants who have lost mother's milk and suddenly encountered their loving mother again. Sakyamuni Buddha, they've wandered in the Saha world for countless kalpas before meeting Sakyamuni Buddha, and have gone through so much to finally meet Sakyamuni Buddha. It's like orphan or infants without mother's milk, and suddenly encounter their loving mother again. He said that we've been wandering in the Saha world for so many lifetimes, one after another, and now finally meeting Sakyamuni Buddha, it's like an orphaned infant without a mother who discover a mother again who can feed them milk so they can grow. That's what he meant. Just the overall meaning, not word by word, otherwise it'll be troublesome. Now we have met our mother and heard the Buddha Dharma. We hope with great compassion and loving kindness, you can tell our secrets, how to cultivate spiritually. How should we cultivate so that we can have attainments, we can realize the Buddha's teachings? Please tell us the teachings, otherwise it's as if we haven't heard the teaching. please tell us one more time. And then they pay homage on their 5 limbs on the ground, the knees, the elbows, and the forehead. There's 5 limbs on the ground. It's like great prostration. And having spoken those words, they hope that the Buddha would tell them the secrets, how we should cultivate spiritually, not public teaching, but secretly transmit to us. So tell us all the secrets quietly. That's what he meant. Next, we will continue tomorrow. The wording that they use here in this sutra, very difficult to translate. So I just use simple words to explain. And Sakyamuni Buddha took a long time to explain the 18 sense fields. In one word, the 18 sense fields are empty. If you emptied all the 18 sense fields, you would see the wondrous Dhamma and you would see buddhanature. That's it. One statement, rather than all those lengthy explanations. The 18 sense fields are empty.